welcome, ladies and gentlemen. When George Wajackoyah announced his bid to become the president of Kenya on a platform to legalize weed and the farming of snakes, no one took him seriously. But when opinion polls in Nairobi showed that he had a 7% support, everyone went into a panic mode. The two major players, that is Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, realized that they were not alone in the field, that there was another third horse. And this horse was wild. This horse is high. And this horse is coming to eat into their lead. And now the major fear of the leading parties is one, that if the numbers are true, that George Wajackoyah has 7% in Nairobi, it means there might be a runoff. Our question is, can the two major players survive a runoff that will be triggered by George Wajackoyah? We have already seen both parties are angling to bring George Wajackoyah on their side. We have seen David Murathe, the Jubilee Secretary Vice Chairman, saying that they support George Wajackoyah's idea of farming weed for commercial purposes, that this idea can be adopted in their manifesto, not forgetting that they have already finalized their manifesto. But this is a way of bringing on board the young people, the core constituents of Wajackoyah. On the part of UDA, we have seen Aaron Cheruiyot, the senator for Kericho, saying that Wajackoyah might cause a major havoc in the outcome of the election, whereby there will be no clear lead or winner in the election. That if Wajackoyah gets around 500,000 votes, that would mean that a runoff would be inevitable. And now, what will these politicians do with Wajackoyah? It is too late to convince George Wajackoyah to step down for any of the two leading parties or to support either of them. Well, any party can buy him, but if things stand as they are and we go into the election and Wajackoyah gets his 7% of the national tally, that would mean there will be no clear winner. Remember, in 2007, the votes that were in contention were around 700,000 that were won by Kalonzo Musyoka. We all believe if those votes had gone to either ODM or Jubilees, rather the PNU for Moi Kibaki, there could have been no any contention. Unfortunately, it did not happen. That also happened in 2013, where President Kenyatta won with around 8,000 votes. In 2017, he won with around 800, meaning that margin that Wajackoyah claims to be having, or the opinion poll vouch for him, is very critical for any serious presidential candidate. And so, in this situation, it is for the parties to now change their message and try to bring on board the ideas or the interests of Wajackoyah. For you have seen his agenda is legalization of weed, which is being supported by majority of the young people, farming of snakes, which is of commercial benefit, and of course dealing ruthlessly with corruption by hanging the corrupt people, which many people would support, considering that they say that people who steal public money, nothing is done to them. If Kenya Kwanza and Azimio can adopt some of these proposals, especially the legalization of weed, then probably they could start getting more young people listening to them. The third option, which probably is the nuclear option, is to go the way things are. And once the election are done, there is no clear winner. It is now to woo Wajackoyah to their side. For any party that will be able to bring this guy to their side will win the runoff. And the party that will fail to do it will lose. And so, as things stand, Wajackoyah is the third horse, and it's a real dark horse that will influence the outcome of the election. That is all. Kindly like and subscribe this channel.